Is too far when it comes to school disciplinary action. Well, a group of Baldwin County parents say that line has been crossed.
7 parents who say their children were put through what they call inappropriate interpretation of the county's on-campus suspension system, or OCS, have filed a lawsuit to prove their point. Fox 10 News reporter Will Robinson-Smith has been digging deeper into their claims. He joins us now live in the studio with his exclusive report. Will?
Well, that's right, Bob and Letitia. The parents say that when their kids received on-campus suspension, they thought they were going to go to a classroom designated for that purpose. Instead, they say their kids were put into what they call black boxes. The saying in the world of law and ethics is let the punishment fit the crime. But recently, a group of Baldwin County parents claimed the discipline their kids received didn't quite fit.
I couldn't believe it. First thing I thought, was jail. 10-year-old. What did he do so bad to get put in here? I can understand OCS if you're going to punish him in a class, put him in the classroom somewhere, but in a box. Classmates walking through the hall, peeping in there, picking at him. No.
The box, parent in Baldwin County NAACP President Alec Barnett mentions, is what the lawsuit refers to as a black box. As it's described, it sounds like a study carrel or a 3-sided desk with sides that block things out for a focused workplace. When we asked Baldwin County Public School spokesman Terry Wilhite about them, he said that's all they are.
Study carrels are very common across the United States and in Baldwin County Public Schools, and we want the very best educational assets and resources for our kids.
And therefore, Wilhite says, this should be a non-issue.
When there's a concern, the thing to do is to talk to a principal about those concerns. Some people have talked to us about study carrels. It's kind of mind-boggling that they would have concerns over something that's used at all educational institutions.
The concern, in part, is what makes them come across to some as boxes. In conversations with parents and some of their kids, they say the fourth side came from the carrel being flush against the wall. The parents are frustrated since they say no one told them what OCS was.
The whole time they was putting her OCS, I thought she was in a classroom with other kids. And I was not aware because they not mentioned once to me about a black box or show me the black box or let me know where she'll be at. They just told me she'll be in an OCS class.
And the complaints about the alleged box go beyond just the physical constraints. The parents say that their kids weren't allowed to use the restroom when they asked, that they took their lunch an hour or so later than the other children, and that many times they didn't have work to do. According to the Baldwin County Public School website, the first 2 points do have an explanation. Points 16 and 7 say that the OCS personnel decide when bathroom breaks can be taken and that students have a different lunch period to keep them separate from other students. The last point, though, does go against what the website says should be done.
A lot of times they wouldn't really give you any work. You'd just be sitting in there, and I have fallen asleep in there.
Barnett's son, along with the other children, were asked to not be named to protect their identities as minors.
And I got in trouble because I'm not supposed to be asleep. And but I had nothing better to do. I had no work. I was just sitting in there doing nothing.
A student now in the 10th grade talked about another problem parents have with the so-called boxes, the amount of time spent in them. You were in the black box for not just like 1 year, a few times, but 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
So why?
I kind of got in trouble some, and one teacher, she put me in the black box, well, it was blue at the time, in the corner for like 3 months.
According to the school website, OCS is not recommended for more than 10 days per school year. But for this student, time wasn't the only odd part. He says he was also put in a closet. Why did they put you in a closet?
I honestly don't know. I just had OCS that day and they put me in the closet in the library.
Was the closet locked?
I really never checked.
The students we spoke with have all since moved on to other Baldwin County schools where they say OCS is very different.
Like, we're in a classroom, like we're supposed to be in OCS. They got desks, like it's 3 rows of desk and you facing the board.
It's a regular classroom, regular desk, and you just sit and they bring your work and you do your work.
Ain't no black box there, you just in a desk and you be able to get your things done.
I finally understood what OCS was because at the intermediate school was the first time I got it and I really didn't know what it was.
Despite what the school system says now, Barnett says the Foley Intermediate staff was comfortable using the term box while his son was a student. Barnett says the term was used by the school staff during a meeting he and his wife attended. And the parents in the suit go on to say that the school's use of the so-called boxes were racially driven, alleging their children were unfairly targeted based on their race. They also say the school ignored the fact that some of these students have an IEP or an individualized education program for various conditions like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and irritable bowel syndrome. It's also important to note at this time the Baldwin County Board of Education, the defendants in the suit, the Baldwin County Board of Education, former Foley Intermediate Principal Lee Mansell, and Central Baldwin Middle School Principal Chuck Anderson, they haven't been served. Now, Fox 10 News will have more on their side of the allegations when they have officially been served. Bob, Letitia?
All right, thanks. Well,